Great. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone, to today's open discussion. And the topic of today's discussion is why I cannot ask for help or receive help from others. Hmm. So, uh, about this topic, it's usually less talked subject. However, it's a very oftenly seen situation in the lives of most of the people, and it has become so normalized that we don't even see it as a problem anymore. So we don't talk about it. So, yeah, over a period of time when life brings, different situations in front of us and shows it to us that we cannot do everything everything on our own. We cannot, uh, you know, do like achieve everything or just get things done on our own all the time. And then we somehow, get a pinch of this idea that maybe there's something that we need to see. And that perspective, we will today explore this topic, that why it becomes an issue for us at times to take help. Mhm. So I'll share next 5 minutes with all of you. So around 15, 20 points will be there. If any of you resonate to any of these points, so listen attentively, and then you can, bring it up and we can discuss it further. Hmm. So going deeper and finding the, usual causes, usual, you know, diagnosis or causes of this particular issue of not being able to take help. The first reason comes up is, the fears and insecurities that we have around this thing. Now, what kind of fears and insecurities? So it's like you're in a scenario and then, you know, you just go ahead and there's a need for you to ask for help because somebody is ill at your home. And then you need to ask your colleague that, can you help me with this project? And then you're just walking towards them, but there's so much of overwhelm and anxiety and, shivering and panicking and everything that starts happening. And the fear that is coming up on the surface at that point of time is the fear of being judged, or the fear of hearing a no from the other person, the fear of getting rejected by them. So we dread situations in our life where we feel that, what if this person says no? And that's gonna hurt me, or that's gonna make me feel the kind of pain that I have felt before, right? And then it will bring out all the uncomfortable feelings, hidden beneath the depths of my, empty space in my heart. And then it will all come up and splurge on the surface, and I'll not be able to handle that situation. So while you're walking towards that situation, so much coming up on the surface. Hmm? That's the first kind of fear, which can be, broken down into different parts. That fear of being judged, fear of being rejected. And then um, another thing that comes up on the surface is, how can I trust another person? So on one side, when we look at it from the angle of attachment styles, the people who are usually on the higher anxious side, uh, their fear is linked to being judged and being rejected. However, the people who are there highly on the avoidant side, they have an entirely different kind of fear. And that fear is that I cannot trust anybody with my work. They will not do it properly. They will make a mistake. They will ruin the thing. They will not be able to handle it. So, on one side, the anxious people feel that I'll not be able to handle the rejection. But on the other side, the avoidants feel that, what if the other person does not do it properly? So I have to do all of it on my own. Hmm? Uh, so that's something that is another kind of fear. Then another thing that comes up is the fear of exposing in front of other people that I'm not good enough. Mhm. And or maybe exposing it in front of them that I cannot handle everything on my own. I'm an imposter. I don't know how to handle things on my own. My life is um, not properly organized, managed, and that's why I couldn't do it. Mm. So that fear of being called an imposter is also a thing. So these are some of the fears and insecurities that come up on the surface. Taking us to the second point is the mindset that we have towards asking help. So interdependence is usually not a concept which is taught to most humans. What we are usually taught is asking for help is a weakness, and a strong person does everything on their own. And this is not just, you know, um, something random happening in some homes with some people who a small percentage know. This is a rampant scenario, right? Where everybody is passing on the same message to the other person that giving is bigger than receiving. If you are a giver, then you are a stronger person. If you are a receiver, then you are, weak. Hmm? And we don't want to show ourselves as weak. We want to show ourselves as strong in front of other people because we want their acceptance, we want their admiration, we want their validation, and so on and so forth. Hmm? So um, that's one kind of a mindset, the social upbringing that people are given. Another thing is that I don't want to bother other people. Why? Because in case I bother other people, what if they leave me? So another fear comes into picture, the fear of being left alone. Another mindset is that I'm not deserving. Why would anybody help me anyway? I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. This victim mentality kind of a thing that we have. So just believing that I'm not worthy and I'm not deserving of help from anyone. Then all of these things take us to the next point, where these kinds of fears, insecurities, beliefs, mindsets develop. Hmm? And that is the shame and guilt that we experience around asking for anything in our life, particularly for something very small like a chocolate, maybe a toy, maybe you know anything. So we very often hear from our parents that you're a bad boy. If you do this, you will be punished, you will be cornered, we will not accept you. Bad girl, bad boy thing, right? The usual stuff happens at times, and we tend to we start feeling wounded that, uh, you know, uh, we're doing something wrong if we ask for anything from other people. So we shouldn't do that, right? And we have this feeling of shame or guilt, deeply hidden beneath. And the moment, when I was telling you the first story, you're just walking and you're going to ask for help from somebody, and there's so much of overwhelm, panic, and anxiety happening inside. It's the same feelings of shame and guilt which come into, um, which come on the surface coming from the negative experiences that we have, and had in the past, the kind of woundings that have occurred to us. Then another thing which is linked to, the social upbringing part, that asking for help is a weakness. It creates a lot of pride in us, so we feel um, very small, I can say, very small asking for help, right? And then another thing is that um, when we're not able to ask for help, people who are not able to ask for help kind of become like, a controlling machine, that they have to control every tiniest details of, the situation. Otherwise, things can go wrong. They can make mistakes. Things can grow, into different directions, go haywire, so on and so forth. So we tend to control the smallest to the smallest thing that we can. Hmm? And when we do that, we feel that, okay, now I'm safe. Now I'm secure. Hmm? And we don't want to go into the hidden, uncharted, unexplored, unknown territories of life where there's a chance that we can feel unsafe or insecure. So we want to control everything, and that gives us pride. Let's see, I, you know, hmm, I don't ask for help. I can do everything on my own, and that makes us feel big. Mm. So these are few of the pointers that I could remember related to this topic. Mm. So that's that. And now I would like to hear from you guys that any of these pointers that you resonated with, any stories that you have around these pointers, anything you would like to ask or talk. So you can just raise your hand and we all can have a conversation. So we'll go deeper into this topic and make it more subjective. Yeah, over to all of you. Yes, Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Anamika is this also comes from the and the inferiority feeling because most of the times, I was never asked the help, and I was so scared. It might be because of what you said, Andre, a feeling of the rejection, and also, feeling low in front of others. That is also, and also one more reason is sometimes I can't, trust the people mm, because of their, according to my observation, I decided for the myself is like they can't do that for me. So these type of also things also there, but it is from my hand, it is more like very inferior, and asking helper is like something holding biggest stone on my head. Even in my previous organization also many people said that why you don't ask help. After that I started asking, but I was not so comfortable for asking help because of these issues. I lost so many things in my personal life and professional life.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we can, these beliefs that we carry about ourselves that I'm not good enough or I don't deserve to take help of other people. Why should I bother them? What will they think of me? That I'm not capable enough to do this also, handle this also. So all of these things are very much, uh, you know, namely, we can call them inferiority complex.
And also
So,
most of the times I feel like because suppose if I ask any help, it might be a burden for them. And I'm troubling them.
mm,
These type of assume things I am assuming even with my mother also. Even when I was young, no, I never asked. Only with my father, I used to ask something. Otherwise, like no, not at all.
mm, right. And how do you feel when people ask for help from you?
I'm feeling very happy. Mm. Andre, they are coming to me. At least Andre, they trust me. Sometime, most of the times, it was sharing their rarest personal issues and challenges. I was so happy. At least one person, the person is trusting me and had a deep faith. And I'm very happy. And if the any financial support also, I tried my best to support, even in emotional support, any help, even in the bus also, or from the strangers also. I was feeling very happy and comfortable.
Hmm. Hmm.
And most of the times in the situation where it is very visible, if the person is needed my support or anything in the public spaces or in my official spaces, I was going and helping them without asking. And if they don't come, if they don't need to come to me. If I know the issues, I usually voluntarily I go and I did the things. But I don't know. I'm not comfortable asking help.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. And what is this feeling of happiness about?
Feeling of happiness is like something. It is definitely not related to identity. I don't know. I feel very sense of satisfaction, and one way is like I can understand the other people emotions because most of the times I was also in that same situation, but I was unable to ask the help, and nobody has supported me, even in the guiding and providing the awareness also. I feel like if I provide this support, at least they will move, they will go further, they will get something good for them. I feel sense of satisfaction when I did that.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. So there's a sense of satisfaction, there's a sense of contribution that you feel that you make in other people, like when you help
And
them.
yeah, and also sometimes if I don't do that, if I understand the situation, if I don't do that, I feel like worrying and I feel like guilty. uh, Most of the times I feel like, so if I would have get somebody andre guider or mentor, my life would have taken different path. I, at least if I would have andre getting an awareness on so many things, my life or my profession or my personal life would have been much better. So it should not happen to other people. I feel that that is very strong feeling. So yes, one way I feel very sense of satisfaction. Another way, if I don't do, I feel worried and I feel very guilty.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. So, so you alone want to feel the sense of satisfaction. You don't want to give others the opportunity to also feel the sense of satisfaction.
Yeah, I I used to think this way also. Even they, who knows, they also feeling like me. They also wanted to support and help. But one word you said, judging. I'm worried about that also. Okay, they might be judging, or they will share with others. They will gossip. So many ways I'm thinking, not in one ways. And trust
Hmm.
issues also.
Hmm. Hmm. So before they can judge you, you judge them,
Yes,
that they will judge you.
yes. And it happened because I have got that type of experience, especially in my. I was never asked the help when I tried. Andre, I I took the courage and I tried. It happened lot of gossips and so many things. It is like flip. Something was hard to digest. So many issues happened, and again I stopped. Even for the job also, everybody said you had that so much of good contacts, but I never used that contacts in my professional life. That is also one way. And no, I just who the people who wanted to and they keep in touch with me, I will be with them. Sure, I will be with them. I respect them, I care them, but from my end, it is very difficult. I feel like I said, no, it is a burden. I don't know. They want, other they will accept, they will talk. Otherwise, it might be a superficial level. And their behavior also resonates about with my feelings.
Hmm. So all the people that you have asked for help have not helped you.
Mhm. Nothing like that. Andre 90% it was not good, but 10% definitely they are the people, um, in my personal space and very few in my professional space. They are really good.
Hmm.
They helped me without expecting anything. Some of them are really, and most of them were very senior. They always, and even unknown people. In when I was traveling, I was so surprised. Some of the people were so helpful. Um, uh, so this is 10%. I met and there are two good people in my life. Two good, extremely good people.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Yeah, Prerna, your hand is up. You want to say anything?
Hi Anamika, hi everybody.
Hello.
Yes,
So
yes,
Anu,
Prerna.
I actually wanted to respond to Anu's statement. So, Anu, today the topic that is being discussed is that why am I scared to receive help from others or even to the point of asking help? Okay. So, what you are sharing is your experience of asking help from the wrong people. You are sharing the consequences of being vulnerable with the wrong people. So you yourself have mentioned that in many of your encounters, when you asked for help, when you were vulnerable and open about your issues and problems, there were people who genuinely came and helped you without having any sort of expectation. They were only present there for you to help you. So now, your other experiences where you were vulnerable or you decided to ask help from the wrong people, so they have revealed their character to you in terms of your crisis. When you had crisis, they have revealed how they would respond to you. So those are clearly not your people.
Yes, Prerna, they are andre after after the experience I came to know they are definitely they are not trustworthy and all those things. But these experiences, it is not one or andre not one or two. I told you 10% only I met the good people, but 90% it went something very wrong. All the gossip, so many things, and they haven't even in the project also the very senior person. When I asked about the budget, it went so wrong. But he didn't even he said in front of everybody, "Hey, okay, sure, I will help anta." Not even 2% he has not helped, but it went very wrong in the management level. I did the 98% of the work. This type of experience made me to very fearful and very scared, and no no faith about asking help with others.
Hmm. This actually reminds me of a friend of mine. So she started doing some home remedies because she wanted to lose weight. And there are so many coaches out there, nutritionists who are into weight loss programs and everything. So she also was doing some home remedies and she found that okay, she is losing weight, but then she also saw that whatever she's losing, she's very quickly gaining it back also. So, and
Mm.
somewhere when she started losing weight, she had this desire of actually becoming a weight loss coach. That, okay, I can actually, teach this to other people. I can also monetize this skill that I have. But then she also understood that, but this is effective, but then there's something that I have not understood about this process, or there's something that I'm lacking. I'm also gaining back the weight. So now she actually figured out, okay, who are the other coaches in this industry and what are they doing. Now the problem was that she was unwilling to sign up with any of them. And when I asked her, but why you know that eventually want to go on and become a coach because you see so many people struggling with their body image and you want to help people. And the first thing that was on her mind was that if I sign up with any of the weight loss coaches, then they will tell me to follow this and this and this, and I will lose weight. And once I lose weight, then I will have to give them a video as a testimony or something that, because I came to you and I lost weight. तो मैं फिर अपना बिजनेस कैसे स्टार्ट कर पाऊंगी देन विच क्लाइंट्स विल कम टू मी सब बोलेंगे कि अरे आपने तो उनसे सीखा हुआ है यू आर स्टूडेंट ऑफ दिस पर्सन एंड दिस इज मोर लाइक अ कॉपी तो हम आपके पास क्यों जाएंगे हम डायरेक्टली उन्हीं के पास जाएंगे तो इतना दूर का उन्होंने सोच लिया कि टुडे शी स्टिल सिटिंग विद दैट वेट बट शी विल नॉट गो एंड साइन अप फॉर द प्रोग्राम करेक्ट शी हैज नॉट इवन लॉस्ट दैट वेट पर उन्होंने अपने मन में इतना दूर का सोच लिया कि मैं वेट लॉस कोच बनूंगी तो मेरे पास आएगा कौन करेक्ट तो now what she's doing is she has deprived herself of the good things that are going to happen to her also by not asking for help when she knows that help is available.
Mm. You are
Correct.
connecting with my experience.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
now
can.
there are different, all of us have had these kind of, experiences in life that when we are in help, there are some kind of people when we go to them and we tell them, you know what, I'm in this mess. I messed up. I screwed it up. हाँ हो गई मेरे से गलती बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई. I did a blunder. And the first thing they will do is that they will, start offering you all sorts of advice and ज्ञान देंगे. मैंने तो पहले the first thing they will tell is देखा मैंने तो पहले ही बोला था I knew this is going to happen and so many things and sometimes you have to endure that to receive that help and you may decide, I don't want to, ask help from them again. But then yet there are some people who will genuinely want to help you, and those are the people who may give you some feedback. Now it depends on how well you are willing to receive that feedback. कई बार लोग हेल्प लेना नहीं चाहते हैं, पूछना नहीं चाहते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट विलिंग टू रिसीव फीडबैक ऑल्सो, दे आर नॉट ओपन टू रिसीविंग फीडबैक, है ना? तो आप एक एक्सपीरियंस अपना देख रहे हो कि you were vulnerable with the wrong people, you asked help from the wrong people, therefore I will now not ask help at all. So what good is it doing to you?
Nothing.
हाँ, तो एक्चुअली आप फिर आपका जो रिसेप्शंस के जो चैनल है ना, उसको आप सब कुछ क्लोज कर रहे हो, और आप चाहते हो कि मैनिफेस्टेशन आपके लिए काम कर जाए, लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन आपके लिए काम कर जाए। कैसे काम करेगा? जब आपने अपने बर्तन के ऊपर आपने प्लेट्स लगा के रखा हुआ है, योर वेसल्स आर नॉट एम्प्टी, your vessels are not open, you have closed the vessel with lids, all the vessels you have closed it with lids, and you are saying that, I should be helped.
So you are saying, okay, instead of focusing on that 90% bad experience, I should focus on the 10% good experience.
No, this is not what I am saying.
Means that, the meaning is same because I had the 90% of experience with the wrong people. So I am carrying the same to when I am asking, when I am ready to ask the help. Instead of focusing on that, because 10% I also had the very good experience when I asked the people and they genuinely helped me a lot. So if I focus on that 10%, so my, you know, deservability and receivability will grow,
Yes,
especially when it related to asking the help.
yes. And the people who have outrightly not helped you, so isn't that a good thing that it was revealed to you that they are not somebody you can depend on, they are not demonstrating the quality of being reliable? Isn't that a good thing that happened?
Yeah. Yes.
So sometimes it is good when we see the real faces of people.
Yes. It is also a part of learning. People showing their real faces. Yes.
हाँ, तो by not asking for help at all, आप कितने सारे, just like my friend, by not signing up with any of the, wealth, the weight loss coaches, she was not only, like losing out on the opportunity of losing weight, she was losing so many opportunities कि अरे पर उनका ज़्यादा फायदा हो जाएगा, तो अपना नुकसान भी तो देखना चाहिए। So that is the thing. Ki by not asking help, I don't know what way it is going to impact the other person, but you have to evaluate ki what good is it going to do to you after all.
But sometimes something hard happened in my life, Prerana. Once, andre, one again. Most of the times it is trying to misuse my emotional and situations. So I was like, andre, shocking. People are like that. They are in the society. They are the big people. There seems to be a gentleman. All those things, but when it comes to I never asked the professional, especially with the men, but they only behind me and they wanted to help me regarding about my professional and other things. And later part, it was like misusing my emotional status and especially my situation and being single and staying with mother only to and financial status. So I was like, it was hard to take, hard to digest, and it made me you know something more vulnerable, something, and I can't tell in front of everybody because they had the very good face in front, and in the society they are the big people. It does not mean I am so scared. I'm not at all scared, but I feel like yuck, these type people are there. Something. And sometimes with my rarest people I used to discuss it this also, but they said okay, you Andre, they are people most of the times they are also thinking very materialistic. They, if we get this type of opportunity, we will use and we will also throw and come back. But my values and I am not that type of person. I can't do that. This is also blockage, created a blockage, especially Andre, staying away from the men and also Even some women also it happened. So it is ಅಂದ್ರೆ better not to. Uh, I never asked, but people they only come behind and they did all these things, and it took many years to come out of those type of issues and challenges. So that has also created a biggest blockage. What will happen? What they do? Something.
Hmm.
This is also one major issue.
So this has happened in every area of your life, or only you're saying in that romantic relationship?
No, 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 no. I was not in any relationship, Prerna. So it happened only professional way, trying to misuse, never in relationship. No romantic life. I never had any romantic life.
Hmm.
So this is most
And
of the
how
times.
did you feel, and how did you feel with those, handful of people who actually offered you help? How was your experience of that?
I was like initially itself I was very calculating like why they will andre voluntarily come and trying to help and they wanted something later. So initial level itself I rejected. I told you I'm just andre I'm not okay with the men in that space, especially andre I was very close in my childhood and college days with my friends. After that in my professional it just okay and just to managing the professional work, otherwise I'm not at all interested to even speaking with the men. So and of course most of the people were scared, also scared with me, and they know my attitude and mindset, but still this type of offers comes. Initial level itself I rejected, but after that it is andre coming from over and over again and again portraying like a too good. uh, Sometimes
मैंने
in the
आपको क्या पूछा, आप क्या बोल रहे हो?
professional
No,
help
no.
I
What
have
was
taken.
my no? What was my question?
You said initially andre andre what is I when they offer what andre what you did and I don't know, you repeat that question.
I asked you, how was your experience when people genuinely came and offered you help?
Genuine people, it was so soothing and healing
So
and
how
I
did
was
the
very
topic of
happy
men and other things come? I asked you to
because
narrate your experience, which I believe was positive when you have been helped by those handful of that 10% category, what you said. So I asked you about that.
so that was very too good, really good. And I feel andre deep andre I have a deepest gratitude for their and their even we connected with the family also. I'm maintaining a very good relationship with them. And
Hmm.
it's not from 1 or 2 years. It is also from a professional space. I met most of the people in my professional places only. When I receive this type of genuine guidance, mentorship, and support, even I also given lot, and we connected. Of later part in the in a family level also, it's been 15, 20 years. Still, all those people are part of my family. Even we family are also part of their family. It is really good.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see your tendency to gravitate more towards the, negative experiences of your life?
Mm, I agree. Yes.
तो आप एक्चुअली एक सॉल्यूशन से प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करके हमको दिखा रहे हो.
Yeah, can you speak in English?
Oh, you are actually making, the out of the solution, you are still trying to find a problem in that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, the topic was never about men in the first place. The topic was never about how reliable men are or how trustworthy men are. But then you structured your whole answer and experience around that. But my topic was, Anu, I'd love to hear from you. How was your experience when you received help from those people? Did you feel validated? Did you feel when you asked for help, did you feel that you were seen, you were understood? Those were the things that I was expecting to hear from you. And I only heard like, okay, it was good, it was nice, I felt good, I got connected. But before you said that, there was so much of, you still in your head, you are still playing that same, negative experiences. So it is very obvious that when somebody genuinely even wants to come and offer you help, rather than you getting scared that that person will judge you, you have already judged that person, my dear, that this person is going to judge me, then this person also will do this with me, and then emotionally manipulate me and use all my weaknesses. It is not about that person judging you, rather, you are judging everybody.
But Andre, I'm operating from them
I
from
I
the
have
negative.
I have one question on this that he's asking. Can you hear me? Anu?
Yes, yes, Sakarma.
So you mentioned that that when you opened up, they used you. They used you, they gossiped and all that. So one question that was coming to my mind is, how come you let them use you?
No, used it means that they try to use Andre emotionally and some advances,
Yeah.
but I told you initially itself
So
I
what?
rejected.
So what is the reason that you got used? Why did
Mm,
you let that happen?
no, no, Akarma, never. Andre, they try to misuse and use.
Correct. I heard that. My next question is, what is the reason that you let them do it?
But nothing has happened, Andre, because I never allowed to, they try to misuse and use, but I never allowed. Andre, I quit that space and I was completely, distanced.
No,
So,
you were mentioning that that's not the question. I'm not asking what you did about it. I'm asking what is the reason that you let them do it? I'm
let
not
them do
asking you
it,
what you
Andre,
how you handle it.
because in the professional space, if they come and they keep telling, okay, we will, Andre, I had a very small team. They are saying,
So
okay, we will support.
simple way I'll put this question. What I am hearing is, let's say at work you ask somebody for help
Hmm.
and they agreed to help you. Then you said later on they were gossiping about it and all that, right?
Yes.
Why did you let that happen?
I really,
Akarma, Akarma, can I
Hmm.
intervene? Sorry to.
No, no, I'll just want her to answer this first. Well, you can ask a talk after she. Yeah,
yes, Akarma, I could
yeah.
have sit with them directly speaking why you guys have done this.
Hmm.
But
And why
yes,
that didn't happen?
it didn't happen because
Why not?
why not, Andre? I was not, so other courageous to sit with them and ask on face because in
So
the
isn't
same
that the
company,
problem? Isn't that the problem? You are discussing a problem. 90% people are like that, 10% people are like that. Isn't this the problem that you're not courageous enough to confront? You're not
yeah,
courageous enough to
yeah,
set boundaries?
yes, yeah, setting boundaries, Andre. I never sit with them. I never asked Andre directly, and I was thinking like, oh, we
Yes.
all of us
So
are
how
working.
come that kind of dialogue didn't happen that I approached you for help and I'm hearing all these things? How come I'm hearing all these things? So
Yeah,
what stopped you from having that conversation with that person?
the one thing is, Andre, face value means okay, same
No,
company
I'll
we are
tell you.
working.
No, no, wait. I tell you, no, no, forget about it. I'll just tell you why it didn't happen. Okay, because hearing the way you are describing this entire story and hearing your voice and everything, you are mixing vulnerability with obligation.
Okay.
You feel obliged. When you ask for help, you feel obliged.
Hmm.
And that is the reason why people manipulate you and take advantage of you.
Okay.
You don't take help from the angle that you deserve the help. You take help from the angle that you're feeling obliged, desperate.
Uh, yeah.
Asking for help doesn't mean that the person can now misuse and do whatever, and you cannot speak up because you have asked for help. But this is your definition of taking help, and this is your definition of vulnerability, that you cannot speak up. The other person is doing a favor for you. Maybe they are doing favor to you and all that, but the way they are doing it, you are not able to differentiate that somebody is taking advantage.
Yeah, yes, yes, Akarma. It took me many,
So
and
it's got nothing to do with ki at work you cannot do this, at work you cannot do that, and all that. How come the other person has the freedom to gossip about you, but you don't have the freedom to question the person that why they are gossiping about you? How is that?
yes,
He is also at the same work as that you are. You working in the same place. You guys have the same policy, same procedure, same work
mm,
culture, same everything. How come that person has the freedom to gossip about you, but you can't question the person? Why not? That's a courage issue.
courage issue, courage issue, and also I know, Andre, I'm not giving the reason because especially in my some of the places, some people, and a lot of discrimination will happen. Andre, some people will get lot of support from the system, some people will not. That is also one part, but mainly the reason is I'm not, Andre, I'm not setting the boundaries and also no, not courageous to ask. That is the
I'm not
main reason.
asking you to. I'm not asking you to charge the person and break their head or murder them or anything. I'm just saying ki why you can't have a dialogue with the person, that how come this is happening. I have approached you for help, and this is what I'm hearing. What is this?
Yes.
And it's got nothing to do with workplace. I can't do this in this. He's my manager, or she's my this, or she's my mother, or she's my mother-in-law, or she's this and she's that. Just because somebody is in the position of authority doesn't mean that they can mishandle you.
Yes.
It's a courage issue. You just don't have the courage to stand up.
Yes. 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 Especially stand up for
So
myself.
then I am really surprised that only 90% people took advantage of you. There is much more scope. You are very
Mm,
lucky. You are actually very lucky that only 90% people took advantage of you.
yeah. Yeah. It including with my mom, Akarma, even in personal space. Now I am thinking, no, it is the courage issue. In my personal space, there is a no law, leave, nothing, no policy, nothing. Yes. And
Yeah, Akilan, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Just in fact, I was also about this. I was also trying to correlate that issue, like especially in corporate. Even though we encourage people to ask questions if they have anything, uh, even if they are afraid or if they are hesitant, but sometimes we'll not get that. So it's so that yeah, that backbiting will be there. People will talk something about you, and then uh, but as you said, can we really go and ask? Suppose even if it's a senior person or senior, he is in a senior position, can we go and ask him? Some they should not feel disturbed, or they should not use that as a kind of
They
authority.
does even your manager is answerable to you. It works both ways. You are not a slave. This is not a master slave kind of a relationship that only things are coming from one direction. You're working. You're providing your skills and expertise and experience to the organization, and the hierarchy is created for the benefit of the governance of the company. It's not a master slave kind of a thing ki, you just be quiet and only take and all that. You your manager is also answerable to you. Why can't you go and talk to that person? He's getting paid for that, to look after his team.
Yeah, that's correct.
Point comes down to, do you have the courage to do it?
Yeah, in fact, we have one of those behaviors assessed on be courageous, stand up, speak up, and become unpopular. And sometimes it's required. So,
Yeah, over to you, Anu and Prerna. You guys can continue. I just wanted to clarify this part.
I think Anu, you wanted to say something. Your hand is up.
You complete Prerna. I will come with another one question.
So I was just trying to, show you the other side that, uh, supposing now I'm in front of you and you want to actually ask help from me, before even, asking that help, you have already judged me and considered me incapable in your eyes of offering you any kind of help. So what you're saying is that you fear judgment, but in your head you are constantly judging everybody else that they are not, they are incapable of offering you help. So you, according to you, you are the only person who can resonate with everybody's story, help them emotionally, financially, empathize with people, but nobody else is human enough in this planet to do it. This is
No,
some
nothing
special
like that.
gifted power, but that's how you're making it sound, that this is some
No, I
special
told
gifted
you about
power
the
that God.
10% people.
Yeah, but this appears like some special gifted power that only you have been given, that whenever others have come to you and told you, you have always empathized and you have always understood and been the nice person and everything, but then nobody else has the capability to reciprocate or empathize or do anything about it. तो आपने
No,
पहले
I never
ही
said
सबको.
Prerna. Sorry
हाँ.
to interfere. I never said like that. I shared my experience. So overall, in my experience, especially asking help, 10% I have got the good experience, and 90% is like all andre went wrong, and
What
something like
Again in that.
Prerna, what you are saying is correct. It sounds like this. Tabhi I intervened in between and I clarified this. Problem is not that. Problem is that she is judging people because she doesn't know how to handle them. The
Hmm.
problem is that she cannot question them. That's the
Hmm.
problem. So instead of questioning people, she's judging them, that they will do this, they will do that. So best is I just stay away from it. So instead of learning how to stand up, how to question someone, instead of feeling that I deserve the help, she's coming from the angle that if I'm asking for help, then somebody is doing a big favor to me and I can't question them anymore. And when they misuse that, she can't stand up. And all this experience has made her so scared to now even go down that track. So पहले ही
Hmm.
courage का issue था. Now that
Hmm.
has multiplied.
Okay.
yes, yeah, what Akarma said. But I said Allah 10% because andre sometimes I need support. Some because of some emotional issues comes, I call around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock without thinking single thought, and I know they will sit with me. They will even if it is a midnight, nothing. They don't mind. I know it, and we all of us are supporting the same way. It is suppose if they did anything, I used to question also. Okay, why you guys are not asking me? Other they also why you have not come earlier itself. These type of
That's why that's
space
why
is
I'm
there.
saying कि 10% is actually a very big number. 10% resonated with you. So basically, you didn't have to stand up in front of those 10% people. They were good from the beginning itself. They
Yes,
helped you in the way you needed help. They didn't misuse it, and you didn't have to question anything. and it worked.
Yes. Yes.
So 10% is actually a very big number. In today's society, 90% is small. There's more people who are ready to take advantage of you. So that's why I was saying you're very lucky.
Yeah. But Andre, all this conversation, I understood at least I should have, Andre, yes, the courage issues. Since beginning, the courage issues. And as you said, I don't know how to handle the people. I know they are smart and they are all they are all doing it, and I don't know how to
Oh, no,
handle.
it's
But
not. No, I don't think it's about how to handle. How to handle is, we just said, question them. Point is
yeah,
not how to handle. Point is that you can't question them.
yeah, yes.
It's not that. It's not a skills issue. It's a will issue. It's that even if you know how to handle them, you will still not do it.
Yeah,
So it's not handling other people. It's handling your own courage issue first.
but
People will get handled in the process.
yeah. But Akarma, you know that back of my story, especially about previous organization, when I was Andre, trying to be very courageous and in a very formal and legal way, I did try that. It happened, Andre. Everything is like Andre getting back to me in a very very negative way, and I went through a lot more than 2 years, and I'm most of the times I'm the loser. So after that struggling 10 months, everything. So because of all these bad experiences, how to come out, Andre? The people will tell you, you also tell,
You were
everybody
in
will
the
tell.
wrong place. You were in the wrong place. If the organization culture is such that people are used to gossiping and office politics and all that is going on, then you have the option to either get in that office politics and play the office politics or get out of it. That work culture is not something that you can change unless you are in a position to do that, unless you are in an influential position where you can change the office culture. That is a fight, that that is a battle not worth fighting.
Yeah, better not worth fighting. I did. I tried to fight because you know that what happened to me, and I tried to fight very legally, but it went to below standard. And after that, it is not like giving up. I completed my thing and I just walked out. That's all. But Andre, how will I get the courage? Who will know this culture and until when I, legally, when I very courageous, when I went after 6 months, I came to know they are doing all the other eye polishing work and negatively labeling. So many politics were happening. After 6 months, I came to know. Until then, and she was the goddess for me because she always speaking philosophy and women empowerment and feminist like everything, but not even she was not ever ready to take the single smallest stand for the woman who has been harassed in her space. So how come I can come to know?
That's
So
not a
same
place
like
for
with
you
the
then.
people. Well,
That's
same like
that's
with the
a
people, right, Alva Akarma, because I don't know Akarma. When I go and I asked the help, how he responds and how he carries everything decide after that. So after even I am knowing you
Hmm.
1 or 2 years. Some,
No, no. One thing I would like to add to this, Anu. So you see, you go to a certain place, you let's suppose go to meet a set of people, and the way you project yourself, the way your energy speaks, the way you talk, the way you present yourself and in everything, right? So in that only you never ask for anything. You have never begin with asking for anything. So That's where it begins. You give an idea to people that they can take you for granted, they can take advantage of you, you're not going to say anything to them. So these things do not start with just randomly someday, people just, just coming and doing something very big with you. They observe you, they get an idea, they gauge you, they calculate all of these things. I'm not saying consciously also. Most people do it unconsciously. We live in a world where obvious there's an obvious thing that if you go and become a doormat in front of people, they are going to walk over you. So you first became doormat in front of people, but then you have an expectation that they should not take advantage of you. They should be very nice to you. They should be helpful to you. So, but you became the doormat in front of them. They took advantage of you. And then instead of you confronting them, asking them a question, or, you know, dealing with the situation properly. Maybe the situation got out of the hand and you just, fought for it and you went out of the situation. But what you had to learn in the situation to not be a doormat, to go in the situation in a way that you are also human, you also are respecting yourself, you're valuing yourself, and you are also equal to them in terms of how a person or how a human needs to be treated. But this has become like a perpetual cycle. So you're giving a certain kind of input to a certain situation, but you're expecting a different kind of an output. People
Mm.
can read your language, people can read your messages, people can read your energy. So if you go into a situation showing everybody that, oh, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy. If you do anything for me, I feel obligated. You're doing me a favor. Even a little bit of thing you do for me, oh my God. I start questioning that how can I deserve it? How can I be worthy of this thing? So in any relationship, a dominant person is able to dominate because the other person is showing it to him or her that I'm submissive.
Mm.
Right? So if you
So I'll,
tell
I'll
somebody, I am, yes, Akarma.
sorry, you complete, then I'll give her an example of this.
No, I just wanted to say this thing only, that you do not put any conditions in front of them. You did not even tell people what you wanted or who you are in this relationship. You don't set your boundaries, you don't set your values, you don't tell them your principles. You're like, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever you give me, I'm obligated." So that's what they're giving to you. They know that, of course, you are not going to question them. So they are just reflecting back to you who you are.
Mm.
And then you again go forward in the world saying that, people don't help, people take advantage, I have trust issues, I have so on and so forth. So you have, instead of becoming a more empowered person, instead of upgrading yourself to not treating yourself like a doormat anymore, respecting
Mm.
yourself, valuing yourself, knowing that you're also worthy like everybody else is. Instead of doing that, you have done the opposite, that is playing small, not asking for help, judging other people, and living inside a shell. So
Yes.
you have not done any good to yourself in this entire situation.
So I'll give you an example of this thing, just so you know that I understand how office politics and all these things work, and stuff like that. So this is a story from many years ago. Um, mm, like in early 2000s or late 90s. Okay. Um, I was part of a team, and I was the team leader. And I had so when the performance reviews happen at the end of the year, they used to go by a matrix in which so basically you then start evaluating the performance of your team members and all that. I was always in touch with my team all the time, right? So it's not like I was not only just with my team, but the clients that they were working for and everyone. I was always taking feedback. I was always across key how my team members are doing. So my performance review used to be very short because I wasn't really collecting any data at the time of performance reviews. I already had what I already knew, key, where everyone is and all that. So at that time, the manager that I had, he, so I submitted my report, and in that report, I had 10 people who were reporting to me, and I submitted my report. And out of those 10 people, almost seven or eight of them were exceeding the expectations. So he called me and he said, "That's too high." I said, "What do you mean by too high?" So he then pulled out a matrix, some kind of, American matrix that they had, and he was showing me that according to this matrix, only three or four people should be in this category and all that, and we decide the bonus based on that. So I said, well, so I had eight people. So you are telling me three or four, but I have eight. He said, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to find some ways of degrading the performance. He told me that very clearly. You have to find some ways of now, degrade your report. So bring only three or four people. We can't give bonus and all those things to eight people. I said, that's your problem. That's not their problem. That's not my problem that you can't pay bonus to these. I'm not going to now start finding holes in someone's performance at the end of the year when the entire year these people have been working very hard. The clients are very happy with their performance. I am across it. I'm taking feedback from them, from the clients. Everyone is happy. I'm not going to start now making up stories that you should have done this, you should have done that, and because of that now your performance is this. I said, I'm not going to do that. And then he started, because I put my, then he started threatening me from the angle that like I will probably lose my job because of this thing. I went to my super boss from him. I just bypassed him. I went to my super boss and I very clearly told him, I said, this is the situation, and before you guys fire me, I am going to resign. I'm not going to work in an organization like this. I am not going to be the person who's going to demotivate someone when I already know that they have been working very hard, and people expect bonus at the end of the year. They expect bonus, and they are not expecting it for no reason. They have worked hard for it. They have earned this, and now you guys are telling me that I have to find holes and I have to shoot them down and make up stories that you should have done this, you should have done that. I said, first of all, I don't work like that. That's not what I'm going to do. And if this is the case, before you guys fire me, I'm going to resign. Then my super boss, he told me that he has received many complaints about my manager in the past, and he was very happy that this incident has come up. And after that incident, my manager was fired because of what he was doing. And only because I went and I disclosed this, I escalated that issue and said, and he already had been hearing other things about this manager from her. So my feedback was another proof for him to fire the manager. So sometimes we very quickly judge the work culture of an organization only based on how your immediate manager is doing things. That's not how the entire organization works. Perhaps they don't even know this is going on under the hood. So unless somebody brings it to their attention, and if my super manager would have also taken the side of my manager and would have told me, yeah, yeah, he's right, you should do this, I was very clear that this is not the organization for me. I'm in the wrong place. So my job was to escalate it. I escalated it. And if that escalation, if he would have also spoken the same language as my manager was talking, I was completely, I had my resignation ready. I even put the resignation in front of him on the table itself. I said, I'm already carrying it in my pocket. Here it is. So before you fire me, here is my resignation. So I'm already ready. But I'm not going to tolerate this. This is not how I work. This, I'm not going to shoot people down when they have been working very hard and all that. This is unbelievable. This is unacceptable, unprofessional, everything. This is not the kind of organization I want to work with. And he already knew this. He already had some feedback from other people about this manager, so he was probably just waiting to collect some more evidence and all that. And immediately after this thing, within a couple of days, we heard that this manager was laid off. So sometimes we very quickly label that the organization, everyone is like this, everyone is doing this, and it is probably a story of just one team. It's not how the whole organization wants to work. Perhaps they are fed up as well with this whole thing, but they
Yeah, I
just
agree.
need to know. So that's that's the thing, that either you do whatever you can do. I wasn't in a position where I can change the work culture. Right?
Yes,
I was not in that kind of a position. I was not in a senior management or CEO type of a role or anything where I could influence and kick everyone out who's corrupting the work culture and then start fresh and all that. I wasn't. I know my limit is this. I can only bring it to their notice. And if I find that he is also the same kind of a person, he actually, my manager is working under his supervision only. He is the one who is basically pulling the strings. I was ready to leave. That's not the organization I want to work in.
good.
So, point here is, ultimately, the point is we need to learn to stand up. And if you're
Yes,
not standing up, if you're not standing up, let's say, for example, if you're not standing up because you feel that you'll lose your job, you have some financial commitments and you have this, or you might not find another job, or this is this and that. If you're not standing up for that, that is fine. I understand that as well. Then that is not a problem. Na? That is a choice that you're making to not
yes,
stand up. Then what is the problem? Then so be it.
yes, I agree.
तो
Because, yeah,
वो तो
in the
प्रॉब्लम ही
two
नहीं है ना.
context, yes,
Huh, that you know everything, you know the entire situation, you know this is a company where everyone is doing politics, everyone is doing this, that, and all that, and you are fed up with that, but you don't want to leave also because of whatever reason, that this job is good, the it's close to my home, or the pay is very good, and this and that and all that. Then that's the
yeah, with
price you
all the
pay.
comfort, Andre, at least I did Andre, I took the courage and it was close. It was the pay was really good and position was good. With all the comfort, I took the courage and so as you whatever you have taken the stand. I also did that same karma because I directly spoke with my trustees and everything, and everybody language are the same, and so I decided to quit, and that is also after completion of my work. And I'm not feeling andre okay because I left something, and I started experiencing the financial issues, but I'm not thinking like I'm a loser, but
Correct.
it is a
So
great.
now, when you are saying that 90% people are like that, are you talking about 90% people in the world that you have met with, or you're talking about 90% people in that organization?
In that organization, especially in
Then
that
it does.
organization.
That's a very small set. That's a very
Yeah,
small set. That's
in
not
only
even
one,
valid.
we including that 90% organization, 10 to 15% or you can consider 20% is outside the world, that is also immediate my relatives and in some spaces of my personal and friend circle. Other than
So
that, majorly
outside
it
of
happens.
this, so outside of this organization, what is the percentage of people who have happily helped you without using you?
mm, Outside of this organization. um,
Yeah, forget about this organization now. Other than this organization, other places where you have asked for help, what was
it
the
was
experience?
like 160 negative or 40 positive.
Yeah.
In
So
other
see,
organization, even in personal space, you can consider sometimes it is 50-50. Especially when it comes to my
no,
native and
that's
the community, it is 50-50.
no, that's good. 50-50
That
is pretty
people
good.
were, yeah, it was people were
60-40
so
is also
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So अब 100% तो नहीं मिलेगा ना.
No, we can't expect that 100%.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So one
So,
out of two people you speak with, they help you. That's a very good ratio.
yes.
What is the problem then?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But
You
I
cannot
never think
color
it.
your experience just on the basis of one bad organization that you were in. Your one organization doesn't represent the entire world, doesn't
Yes.
represent the society.
Yes. Yeah.
And the
No.
thing is that if in an organization office politics and this kind of thing is prominent, then over time the work culture matures in such a way that you will only find those people surviving in that environment,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
in that, finding 10% good people is actually a very big number as well. It's like all the manipulators and scammers of the society have joined that company. They are the ones who will survive in that environment. It's the company is made for them only.
Yeah. Most of the times.
So you are not cut out for that company. You have to also evaluate that whether your values fit in that company or not. And many a times you will see that if you escalate, if you stand up, then often it happens that the work culture is not the same in the entire company. It's different team by team, and mostly it is the manager who sets the work culture of the team.
Yeah.
Other people may be fed up with that person also, but they are just looking for an excuse, the right kind of time, the right kind of excuse to kick that person out. Um, but if the entire organization is that way, then it's not for you.
No, it
That's
was
not a battle worth fighting.
yeah, it was the organization because the co-founder and the executive director, and she was the person who created this type of toxic culture, and
Yeah.
many people were agreed, and they were,
So
you
it's
know,
it's rotten from the top. It's rotten
yeah,
from the top. You can't do
top.
anything about it.
Yes,
It's
yes,
it's it's
yes.
it's not for you. It's not for you.
Yeah, I read, and the later part, after going through all these things, I decided my values are not at all aligned. I'm not here. This is not the place for me. I left. And yeah, what you said, and outside the world, of course, I had a very good experience with the people. So yeah, sometimes it is 60-40, sometimes it is 50-50. Mm. Mm.
That's a very good number.
And most of the times, I never asked the help. They only came and helped me many times. I have to acknowledge this.
Yeah.
And for
So
my family also.
now that you're out of that company, the company is not out of you yet.
Yeah, and I keep, thinking about that bad experience only and scared about that bad experience and facing again that, okay, same type of women's I may met, this type of uh, all the things on. Yes, I'm the person who is holding all the fears and bad experiences.
And then you are asking ki, how to handle it. What is there to handle? You are already saying that outside of that company your experience is 60-40 or 50-50. That is already a good number. What is there to handle? Like if you're meeting two people asking for help and one person is saying yes, the other person is saying no, then doesn't the other person has the freedom to say no? Why do you
Yes,
want to convert that no into yes also?
yes, yes, of course, yes.
So what's the problem? 50-50 is a good number.
Yeah. I am the problem and my thinking way is the problem.
Yeah. So until that company comes out of you, you're going to be stuck like this. You are out of the company is not out of you yet.
Yes, yes. Many times I felt the same, and I'm thinking how to come out of this, how to come out of this, all this bad experience. Why all these things are
You
hitting
have
me?
already come out of the bad experience. I don't know what, when you say how to, you
Hmm.
have already come out of it. You are already out of it. What is more how here? You already resigned. You're already out.
Yes.
You know that this reminds me of that Osho story. Um, there was this there was a flock of some traders who were walking down a village, and they had 100 horses, and when they arrived in a village, they wanted to stay, and they could only find 99 chains, and there were 100 horses, so they couldn't find one more chain to tie. So they were like panicking, what will happen, this horse will run away and all that. Then one old man, he comes and he says, just tie an imaginary chain. Just make noise like as if you're tying the chain and all that. Just tie an imaginary chain. So they thought that, what kind of mad person is he and all that. But now they didn't have any option. So they thought that, okay, well, we can't really do anything. So let's just do that. So they did that. And they were very surprised that the whole night the horse didn't run away. And and they thought that this old man has done some kind of black magic or something, that how this happened, like there is no chain and the horse is not moving. So next day when they are leaving, they untie the 99 horses, and then they try to get the 100th horse to move, and the 100th horse is not moving. He's just sitting there. And they're beating the horse, they're doing something, and the horse is not moving. And they think that this old man definitely has done some black magic on this horse. Then they go to this old man and says, you've done some black magic. Undo that black magic, and we have to go. We are getting late. This horse is not moving. And he says, did you untie the rope? He said, you are mad or what? There is no rope. So what is there to untie? He says, you know that, I know that. The horse doesn't know that. The horse thinks that there is a rope. So just like you made the noise and everything, you make the noise again as if you are untying. And then they did that, and the horse just got up and started walking. You are also tied with that unseen rope.
Yeah.
You are already free from that company. You're already out, and you're thinking, how do I come out? How do I come out? Where is the rope? You
Yeah.
already resigned.
Yes. It's been 8 months.
So what's there to untie? You are already untied. So you also have to now what? uh, do a cord cutting of a cord that is not even there,
Ah. I did that many times, but not
but it
working.
didn't work.
Yeah.
How will it work? It's not even there. What are you cutting?
Yeah. Nothing there to cut.
Over to you, Namika.
No.
Thank you so much, Akarna and Prerna, that this conversation you guys made it like very, very valuable.
Yeah.
So, Anu, I hope you got some answers out of this thing.
Yes.
A lot of times, this
What
tendency of,
answers did you get, Anu?
yeah, let's hear from Anu only.
Yeah. Uh, From you, Akarma, actually, uh, so looking in a very narrow, uh, and it is very in from the narrow space. So, but I have received good things from when it comes to in my word, it is already I have received a good things, but without counting that with I'm also looking from the narrow space. That is also already I made my decision and came out, but still attaching to those experiences. That's all. And also from Anamika, I understood. Yes, in so many ways, I'm thinking very small about me and allowing other people to uh, you know disrespect or using or something some either way in a so I only became the doormat. So as Anamika, as you said, yes, I thought it was assuming like it is being an empathetic person. No, it is and without setting a boundaries and just allowing the people what they wanted to do or thinking and not setting up the boundaries. It is just not only disability issue, it is also self-worth issue. Lot of self-sabotage is there. So because of all these things only I'm facing, but I'm also thinking why it didn't happen in other spaces, why it happened only here and in somewhere, some areas of the life. I need to think very deeply why it is happening. And so when asking about the help, yes. So in my compared to even in my childhood days to till today, so many people have came in my life voluntarily and they did lot of support. Uh, so I was thinking, I never thinking about those positive experiences, incident, everything. Just uh, thinking about all these things and sometimes I think, okay, I might be a very, is I'm a revengeful person or something like that is also coming up. I don't know, but mm, from this conversation, I learned a lot, and thank you so much, Akarma. Um, so of course, you whatever you said that is also very right because I was not courageous and I never stand up for myself. Only when it comes to the deeper level, some issues at the time I took the courage and something went wrong and I made my decision. That is also valid. Whatever have I did, um, but one from the prerana also, I one thing is like people who have done so much for me, I never validated and I never recognized it. Of course, I said lot of gratitude is there, but so many things I need to recognize and be with a with a gratitude mindset and thinking future from the I know operating from the positive experiences, taking negative as a learnings.
So last time when we had a conversation, I asked you to make a achievement list of what you have achieved in life so far and all that. Have you made that yet?
Yes, Sakarma. So many things. And even in the office also, I because after left the job, I start lot of self doubts, and I did that, ticking. Okay, so surprising, like, oh, I have done so many things, even in the official space, in the personal space. Yeah, and I also did one thing is like, um, I told you, lah, now the relationship is in the family, especially it is very harmonious, and I'm very happy. Uh, so why it is all the support and suddenly I'm getting, and I started thinking, and after that, my mindset and thinking way, what I am doing, all these things unknowingly, that is also coming up. So it is good only. Why it has changed, I came to know. Oh, I understood.
Yeah. This is what the whole healing work is all about. The healing work is not only just us coming out of the situation, but the situation coming out of us as well. Then only the healing work completes.
Mm.
People come out of the situation, The situations don't come out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They hang on to them.
Yes.
They move on. They change places. They change relationships. They change this. They change that. They change the situations. They think that they're out of the situation, and they're probably out of the situation, but the situation is still inside them.
Yes. Yes. I agree.
It has to be both ways, and you
Yeah.
have to introspect yourself to have this closure. That is the
Yes.
situation out of me now. I am out of the company. Is the company out of me now? I am out of this relationship. Is the relationship out of me now? That closure
Yeah.
you have to do with yourself.
Yes. Yes.
It's an imaginary rope.
Yes. Yeah. I could able to do that with my personal space, in my personal family members, and also with some of my very close friends. It went very wrong, and comparatively no, very surprising is like I'm talking with that person, and in a very positive way, and I'm not. It was most of the times it was triggering and end up with some arguments or something, but now it is going very smoothly. Okay, you did all these things. It's okay. So I just wanted healing. If it is possible, wanted to maintain the good relationship. That's all. So there is a no revenge. And it was not like revenge. It was like lot of triggers. No, because of you, so many things went wrong. And no, no complaint, no cribbing, nothing. And I'm asking the help from that person.
And is the person helping you?
Yes.
Is the person judging you for
He's
asking
not,
for that help?
he's not judging you. He is under sometimes it is like argument. Okay, he accepted. Okay, I tried to do something good, but it went wrong. It is somewhere it was like a conscious, and somewhere it is unconscious way. But and then now you take the help and you grow. Sometimes it is identity crisis also. It might be there. But he accepted. Okay, you might be guilty feeling also. But he is trying to help very genuinely now.
Yeah, over to you.
Hmm. Yeah, so just wrapping up this entire conversation. So, in life, so this is not just for Anu, but for all of us and for anybody who's going to hear this conversation. But in the world, there will be all sorts of people who will help us and people who will not help us, right? So now the point is that if we come to a space of power, if we come to a space of, feeling empowered ourselves, then we like Anu was saying that before you join a certain place, you don't know the kind of person whom you are meeting up with. But you can certainly put yourself in a certain way and then handle the situation in a certain way. Let's suppose if anything goes wrong. But that does not mean that we do not, ask for help or do not take any actions or do not go forward in our lives. It's more about becoming capable enough to just handling those things when they come, right? Because all sorts of things will come. And if they don't come, how will we know what we have to do, what we don't have to do, which direction we need to go to, which direction we don't need to go to? What are our values? What are our principles? How do we wish to live our lives? How do we don't wish to live our lives? If everything continues to go right in our lives all the time, there is no evolution that is going to happen, right? So it's a matter of perspective, like Akarna was saying, that we tie ourselves to an imaginary rope, which is not even there, right? Just to protect ourselves from the pain, just to protect ourselves from the hurt that something might bring. We also keep ourselves away from the love, from the goodness, from the, you know, um, success, or from the love or the abundance that we can have in our lives, right? So we can continue to live in just this, small shell for ourselves, where, we don't go forward, and we don't take any action, only because if the only way to, like, I always give this example, the only way to 100% guarantee that a divorce will not happen is to not marry, right? That's the only way to guarantee that there will be no divorce. But we need to see that there will be no divorce, but there will also be no marriage. Instead of
Yeah.
becoming capable enough to, powerful enough to handle what comes in the relationship, keep it into perspective, focus on the growth and how we evolve in the relationship, all we have done is trying to eliminate the possibilities of what could go wrong. And while we have eliminated the possibilities of what could go wrong, we've also eliminated the possibilities of everything that could go right. So our entire focus becomes so small just because we keep living in that mode of avoiding pain, right?
Mm.
And not that people do it consciously. We continue to do these things unconsciously in our life for so long. We, because see, it's something which has gotten inside ourselves, and from that place we go to places, we meet people, and you cannot expect success if all you have prepared for is failure,
Oh,
right? We
that is
continue to expect success while all we are preparing ourselves for is to not fail. So perpetually living in that mode of, I don't have to fail, I don't have to fail, I don't have to fail. But the point is, all you're thinking about is failure,
yes.
right? So that's where our entire focus goes into. That doesn't mean that don't prepare for success, but that's not where your entire focus needs to be in, right? That's just 2% of the work. 98% of your focus needs to be in towards success if you want to be successful. Because no business in this world is not rejected. No business. Let's talk about Mukesh Ambani. But people use Airtel. People don't use Jio. Not everybody uses Jio. So now Mukesh Ambani will think, there are, 40-50% of the people are using other networks, so let me not run the business. Right? Any business you take in the world, any transaction you take in the world, rejection is a part of life, because rejection is redirection. We need to, so let's suppose I have a group of people, let's suppose 5 of them don't resonate with me, they leave. But now I'll put my entire five focus into those five people who left, instead of looking at those 95 people who stayed. Right? And then we continue to look into those 5 people, and then we be in that energy, we keep thinking that way, and the same things keep happening in our life, because we live in a vibrational universe. We get what we continue to think about, feel about, vibe about, and it keeps coming, and we keep validating our own experiences, right? Over and over. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So on one side of life, there is success, there's happiness, there's abundance, there's tons of love, right? All of those things are there. On the other side of life, there are other things which are opposite to it, right? And all sorts of things, because we live in duality, all sorts of things will come in our lives, and they need to come in our lives, because without things going wrong, things cannot go right,
Mm.
right? There's something. always that we need to learn from the situation and evolve from it and grow with it. But our focus is that क्योंकि हमें नहीं काम करना है ना, we don't want to put that effort of growing. So basically we choose to be right, because even if things go wrong, we say na, see, that's what I thought. See, I knew it was gonna happen. See, people are like this. So easy. So easy to live in a self-fulfilling prophecy that everything goes wrong with me, right? Because you get to be right in that. And to be happy, at times you need to be courageous enough to just allow both of these things come to your life. You move forward in life, one thing goes wrong, you grow from it, you evolve from it, you learn from it, you move ahead in life. Four things went right. Okay, fine, move ahead, learn the next lesson. So continuing to make new mistakes in life. Without mistakes, there's no evolution, there's no none of these things. So some, months back we went to this place, Kedarnath and Badrinath, all the Char Dham of Uttarakhand and all that with our family. So I got scammed for 1 lakh rupees for the helicopter tickets. Mm. Now, uh, now should I stop booking any ticket from anybody? And should I not go on any travel trip? Should I not plan anything just because 1 lakh rupees is a big sum of amount for me, right? So now I develop trust issues that people are scammers. No, it just showed to me that, yeah, this can also happen. Maybe in the future, maybe I would have gotten scammed for 10 lakh rupees. Better I got scammed for 1 lakh rupees. I learned my lesson that what are the areas where I need to be cautious, because all sorts of people are going to exist in this world. What kind of right questions I need to ask, what kind of checks I need to do, what are the things which I don't need to do. Maybe somebody else comes to me in the future and asks me that I'm thinking of booking a helicopter ticket, and I can tell them that, oh, bro, please be cautious about this. Please look at this dude before doing anything. Right. So now there's this idiom in Hindi, na, Rai ka pahad, right? And that Rai ka pahad, making a mountain out of a mole, it's our own protective mechanism. It's our own tendency to just protect ourselves from the pain. But the cost that we pay of protecting ourselves from the pain is all the happiness, all the abundance, all the love that could also come along the way. And to welcome that success, to welcome that love in life, you need to be courageous enough to also face the situations where you will not get the success, where you'll not get the love, where you'll not get the abundance, where you will be betrayed, where you will be cheated on. But that doesn't stop you from going towards where you want to go in life. It's just a redirection that, this is where I don't want, I shouldn't go. And you again move around and you move forward in life. Mm. Yeah. So that's just the wrap up of, what we are talking today, today's topic. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Anything anybody wants to say? You were saying anything, Anu?
No, I just wanted to, say thank you, you and Akarma and Prerna for and everyone here. Lot of, I'm improving a lot, Anamika. Mm, Healing journey is not new before coming to Anamify, but after coming to Anamify, it is really different. I wanted to acknowledge and appreciate and saying my sincere thanks to you guys. I'm really growing, but mm, some of the things need to be sort it out, and some of the things is going very smoothly. Um, so this helped me a lot, especially this conversation. Whenever I converse with Akarma, it is more insights I will get and more creative ideas I will get, and automatically some of the way the healing starts. It is already the visible example I am seeing in my life. And thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, Anu, for opening up and talking to us in such a great detail. Um, just one small point that whatever you appreciate, the energy flows where attention goes. Okay, so I even if you look at your body, right? Let's suppose there is a pain, there is a ache in your body, and maybe you can try this as an exercise. That let's suppose your knee hurt,
Mm.
and then not doing anything, just sitting with your knee in a non-judgment day that, okay, fine, this is the truth of this moment. The knee is hurting. Okay, I'm with you, my knee. I'm there with you. I love you. And I'm just there with you, right?
Mm.
The
Yes.
moment your attention goes into it, the healing already begins, already starts happening, right?
Mm.
So wherever the attention goes, energy flows there, right? So when you appreciate the things that are going fine, well, fine, the more, the more expansive your perspective starts becoming, right? And then I'm not saying that, you should become like so person with a positive focus all the time. No, no, no. All sorts of things are happening in life, right? But why only focus on the negative? You see, negative and positive are our terminologies that we have given. But
Mm.
if we have faith in God, if we, whatever form, God, everything is interconnected, everything is linked. We are all just, living inside God. So even the negative situations that come in our life, which we call negative, they're coming to show us something. So even if
Yeah.
this situation that occurred with you, if it hadn't occurred with you, you wouldn't actually have taken a step to heal yourself. So
Yeah.
if you really value the version of you that you are becoming, the 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 person that you were meant to be, you becoming that, you would feel grateful to those people because they sent you on this path. And if this had not happened, you would not be on this path.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
These all are the
if you really value what you are becoming, then all of these things, the positive and negative and the all of these things are just our own labels. So uh, I'm not saying to think positive all the time or it's an activity that you have to do, but it's okay to appreciate things that are there. That's the beginning point. So that you reach a point where you're able to appreciate all of it, the positive and the negative label, removing the label itself.
Mm.
Mm? Cool.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, yeah. And you are growing, of course. We all can see that. We all can feel that. And we really appreciate that.
I got it. I got the clarity.
Thank you, Anna. Yes, Akilan.
Sorry, I think it's getting late anyhow. Just on this side of Akarma mentioned about cutting that invisible connection or whatever that just trying to come out of that. So you also referred about that meditation, the healing techniques or whatever. So so just by consciously meditating on that, trying to come out of that, will that help? Like to come out of that and then to disconnect from that and then focusing that energy somewhere else positively.
I'll let Akarna only answer this. Akarna, um, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay. Anyway, okay, I'll answer. So See, when it comes to the healing work that you're talking about, Akilan, so the invisible rope is for the conscious part of you. Okay. But at the level of the subconscious, the experiences that you have gone through, the impact that it has made, hmm, all of those things are real because for your subconscious, all of those things are real, right? So that is the first stage. And then you move to the next stage where you realize that the reflection of that incident was the invisible rope. So for the child, let's suppose a 5-year-old child who gets traumatized and it wounds the child. So the connection, the wiring in your subconscious mind is pretty much real. But the reflection of those things, what you projected over a period of time and what you're still projecting when those things did not even exist. So just this realization. So let's suppose somebody comes and says that this world is an illusion and, leave this world. But if the world is an illusion, what is it that you're trying to leave? How can you leave an illusion? It's not even there. Right? So these are just different stages. Yes, the healing work that you're doing will help because for your subconscious, it's quite real. All the traumas and all of those things are quite real. But when you can reach a point of time where you are projecting it, when you're choosing the same behaviors, when you're doing the same things and continue to project it on other people that, I cannot trust other people, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, then there comes a point where you need to see that you're trying to cut a rope which is not even there. So there's nothing to cut in the first place. So just different stages. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, in fact, my first company, I had this like because of that kind of issues, I ran into had some acidity problems, and then still I have, but it's almost getting slowly going away. But still, that kind of incidents, what the experiences, what I went through. So possibly, I think I
Yeah.
need to do more meditation or that healing, go through that to come out of it. Yes.
And when you continue to do this work, this is the healing of what we already have seen and what we have realized is one thing, but there are two other scenarios to this because the patterns that we have not unraveled, the patterns which we have still not explored, that exploration is a lifelong thing because you pass one, level and then you go to the next and you go to the next and you go to the next. It's going to keep happening. Another thing is that at times, like we talk about the Panch Kosh a lot, right? So when we talk about the beliefs and the emotions and the healing work that you're doing, that's at the level of mental and emotional body. Hmm? But we have an energetic body and we have a physical body. So if your trauma has gotten deeper and has reached the level of physical uh, ailment, so that's why we say that all physical ailments at some or the other level are psychosomatic in nature. Hmm. Healing of that will take some time. So, so we have seen that, people who have gained weight because of, some kind of a belief, psychosomatic issue, and there's no thyroid, there's no issue, and there's nothing, or maybe they have just, manifested thyroid. And when they psychosomatically start cleaning the mental and emotional level, they start cleaning the energetic space, automatically the weight starts to come down. It's natural, right? But that takes time. So it's not like you do let's suppose you come for the retreat, you do some healing work, energetic healing over there, and then the next month your weight will come down. Maybe it will come down just by 200 grams, not 10 kgs. Right? So you continue to do this work. The physical things take time.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. We'll wrap up today's call now then, guys. It's 2 hours. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And if you guys feel like talking about anything, just post to us and